Welcome back into the Enrichment Sports Source. We do this every week. Will Overstreet's going to take 2 minutes this week to take a look back at last week's Oregon game and some things that he saw in that game that he picked up on that he believes could be problems for Tennessee down the road. They didn't face a great offense yesterday. They'll face some good ones in Georgia and South Carolina later on. Will Overstreet.
Thanks, John. So I want to go back over the Oregon game and look at a couple of different plays. And these are plays that cost Tennessee 14 points, but they're not necessarily anything that Oregon did. They're mistakes by the defense and something that they have to be correcting for any other offense they're going to be going against in the future. And it's all about reading your keys and staying with your job until you know exactly what the play is. And so I'll go into one of these Oregon's plays they scored a touchdown on. Basically, this running back lines up to the side. He comes around like he's going to be a run play. The quarterback fakes the handoff to the running back. And what you saw happen was this linebacker, thinking it's a run play, immediately starts running over to the right and even passes his other linebacker to go make the play in the running back. Unfortunately, this was a fake, and this man right here, who is this linebacker's coverage guy, is all of a sudden down the field and wide open. Quarterback makes an easy throw off to the races with a great athlete out in the open field, with a cornerback and a wide receiver blocking for him, is the only guy that can stop him from scoring a touchdown. Now, similar kind of situation, except different player. Our cornerback here in this situation, another touchdown that Oregon scored. Oregon had been running several plays where the back was out to the flat and the quarterback would dump it off. So quarterback had done this several times, had been throwing this pass. At the same time, this wide receiver had been running a deep out route, and this cornerback had done a good job of staying with him early in the route. But when he saw this quarterback's eyes go towards this running back, he stopped covering the wide receiver and actually took a step forward. That's when you lost it, because immediately this quarterback just dumps it off over his head back to the wide receiver for a touchdown. These are plays that any offense can run and will run, and basically it's going to be the offensive coordinator running a play over and over again and seeing, is Tennessee reading their cues and staying with their guys, or are they guessing? As soon as they think you started guessing, that's when they're going to come back with the big play. So this is what Tennessee's defensive coordinators and team have got to correct to be able to improve against any of the offenses they're going to see this year. All right, John, thanks. Back to you.
As Will Overstreet in our advanced football segment, talking about how Tennessee's going to have to cut down on the guesswork as they move forward against better offenses. Yesterday they didn't see a great offense. The defense as a whole, I thought, showed some fight. They got some pressure on the quarterback. They run blitzed well. They got the pass blitz is good. Devon Swafford had the nice pick and the touchdown. But Florida kept getting wide. No contain. Big contain issues for this team. Thoughts on the problem there? I spoke to Will Overstreet yesterday, and a lot of it, in his view, goes back to speed. And if you don't have the speed, you got to take perfect angles. You don't do that, you're doomed. Thoughts on the lack of contain?
Well, we got guys coming up to help on contain, set the edge, and they're coming up, and they need to be square to the line of scrimmage to take on a blocker. And if it's going to bounce outside, all of a sudden they're going to be able to turn their hips and run. And their backs to the sideline.
Yeah, when your rumps to the sideline stuff.
You can't turn around. You're going to have to spin, and you're losing ground when you do that. So, I mean, that's something that should be easy to correct, but we've seen it over the last couple of weeks. But, you know, that's an issue. You're allowing guys to get outside. You're the guy that's got to turn it back in for help, and we're not doing it. So, you know, you're square to the line of scrimmage. You're also going to get holding calls on those. Hand gets out on the shoulder. I mean, the side judge will throw it every time. And your back's turned, they can't see what they're grabbing on you.
Quickly on the contain issue.
How much would a healthy Kirk Magid help this defense?
Okay.
I think a lot, and I think a lot of it is about speed. I think you do have to be perfect in your technique so that somebody didn't get outside of you. But I think the speed issue, we saw it a year ago, and we were trying to debate how much of it was the scheme versus the lack of speed. Yeah. Well, I think the scheme is better this year, but we still see the lack of speed.
Yeah, I think that question's been answered, and not the way a lot of Vol fans would like. All right, when we come back, we're going to go to the scorecard. We're going to examine the key to victories. We've still got the lightning round to go. A very special Pearl's Pulpit for you today. Lots of stuff to come here on the Sports Source. Stick with us. Be right back.
Miss an episode of the Enrichment Sports Source? Catch up online at sportsource.tv.